And the timeline here is still unknown. They're still in that assessment process. There's still the request that has to be made. And then if there is a final declaration, only then can people start applying for those funds. I want to bring in my colleague, Gideon Verdin. You've been talking to homeowners. They need that money now.
That's right, Charles. This morning, families lined up at the Salvation Army for buckets, gloves, bleach, anything they could use to fight the historic flooding, courtesy of the Salvation Army. And many families I spoke to tell me they've been fighting this burden all by themselves for well over a week. Flood damage in Milwaukee County is already in the tens of millions of dollars. FEMA teams are surveying neighborhoods to determine if the president will declare a federal disaster. The veteran I spoke with, Mike Gilbert, lost his wife in July and lost his home in the flood. He was trapped in his home and barely made it out alive. He says words like process and timeline don't mean much when they've been cleaning, hauling, and grieving for over a week. And without any real aid, he and other neighbors share their frustration, some their relief that they hear FEMA is finally here.
Where in the hell's our governor? Where's our alder people? Where's our mayor? I don't see them walking around the street talking to people, you know.
Still have no hot water. My hot water heater's gone.
Do you feel like you've been alone through all this? Like, has the city helped, the federal government, anybody through this disaster?
No.
And for flood victims, you know, real help is basically determining their survival, and the frustration is rising amongst families on the north side that I spoke to, but some of them are very relieved that at least FEMA's here now.
Yeah, this is part of the process, but that financial aid is going to be critical. And when does it arrive? Because if we get that declaration, they're going to have to go through the process. The quickest I heard, it could be 3 to 5 days if everything goes really well. Plus, they have to look at, did they have insurance? How much is insurance covering? How much can FEMA help? There's still a lot of questions that need to be answered.
Yeah, and I spoke to very resilient neighbors who are taking care of each other, so they should be able to hold out a few more days, but it's getting tough. Stores are empty on supplies, and they can't get what they need to get out. I spoke to a woman whose home is now filled with mold. She got all her furniture out, but now she has to move because the mold is it's getting her sick.
Resilient is the key word, because patience is running thin now. Guys, back to you.
A lot of people holding on to hope right now. Gideon, Charles, thank you both.